Hey, Esme. How are you feeling today?
A lot better than I was yesterday.
I'm glad to hear it. You think you're gonna feel up to picking Trent up from kindergarten?
Yeah, I think so.
Only if you feel up to it, babe. I mean it. I don't want you overdoing it and getting ill again. Don't hold back on telling me if you take a turn for the worst again. I'm here for you.
Sorry I made you worry, Kyle. And I'm sorry I kept quiet about this the whole time.
Yeah, no kidding. I was speechless when the teacher told me about Trent's attendance record at parents' evening. You never told me he was having that many days off. I couldn't make any sense of it. I mean, I kinda still can't.
I've been suffering with pounding headaches since the beginning of the year. They're the worst. I feel a little better when I lie down. I didn't think anything of it at first. I thought they'd go away on their own. But they started flaring up whenever I took Trent to kindergarten. I always ended up flat out on the sofa for the rest of the day whenever I got back. But of course, then I had to go pick him up again. It all got to be too much.
So you started calling him in sick on your worst days instead?
Yeah. I'm sorry, honey. It was wrong of me to do that, especially without telling you.
It's cool. You don't have to keep apologizing. I do wish you would have told me how awful you were feeling a little earlier, though. Thought we were supposed to be a team.
Sure, I get that, but it's not like I knew what was wrong with me. I just had these mystery headaches.
Correction. Mystery headache so debilitating you're almost completely incapable of moving. There has to be a cause. How about you try seeing a specialist at the general hospital?
They ran a bunch of tests on me at the hospital before, but they didn't find anything. They just told me they were migraines and sent me on my way with some painkillers and a hefty bill.
But are they really just migraines? How about you try a different hospital? Doctors can get things wrong all the time. How many times do you hear about brain tumors being misdiagnosed as migraines? Besides, there are a bunch of new treatment methods these days.
I don't want to hear another word about brain tumors, Kyle. I'm fine, really. These painkillers are more than enough for me, and if I run out, I can always buy more online without leaving the house.
But if you've been having these headaches since New Year, then there's some kind of underlying illness bringing them on.
I'm probably just getting old.
It's possible, but what if it's not just that? You can't put a price on health, Esme. The earlier you get properly checked out, the better. If there is an underlying cause, you need to get it treated before it gets any worse. Self-diagnosing never ends well. I'm begging you here, babe. I'm seriously worried about you.
Fine. I'll go to a different hospital, and the next day I feel like I can move.
Yes, please do. Thanks. Oh yeah, there was something else. Sorry to bring this up at a time like this, but I got assigned to a business trip. I did ask if there was anyone else who could go in my place, but apparently I'm vital for the success of the project.
What? You're going away? When?
2 Mondays from now. I'll be gone for a week. I'm so sorry, babe, but I'll have to leave you on your own for a little while.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. But if I take a turn for the worse again, just know I'll have no choice but to call Trent in sick at kindergarten.
It can't be helped. I'd rather he have some days off than you go overboard and end up in the ambulance, or God forbid worse. Oh yeah, how about we ask my mom to take him instead? She doesn't live that far away. I'm surprised I didn't think of that before.
We can't make your mom be our son's personal chauffeur, Kyle. Sorry, it's not happening.
Oh, she wouldn't mind. She loves spending time with him. If anything, I think she'd be pleased.
She might not mind, but I do. There's no telling which days I'll be worse on. And it's not fair on me to expect her to come out on such short notice. She has a life and responsibilities of her own to take care of. She'd have to drop whatever she had planned, and knowing what she's like, she probably would. I can't have that on my conscience.
I understand all that, babe, but it's only a week. It won't be that much of a burden on her. I'll be back before you know it.
It's not happening. Please, just drop it. I don't want to cause your mom any trouble.
Fine. So we'll leave my mom out of it, but I want you to tell me if anything's wrong while I'm away.
Don't worry, honey, I will. And if I'm so unwell that I'm not even capable of looking after him, I Might ask your mom to take care of him for a little while, but only if she's not doing anything. But that's the emergency option. If I have to inconvenience her, I want to keep it to a bare minimum.
Got it. Thank you. It's my fault, I know. So you wouldn't have to worry about any of this if not for the business trip.
Don't beat yourself up about it. It can't be helped. Don't think I don't know how hard you work to provide for this family, Kyle. I know, and I appreciate it. On top of that, you even help out with the housework when you're around the house. You have no idea how helpful you are.
If that's how you really feel, then I'm pleased, but I can be kind of slow to pick up on things sometimes, so if you do want something, I want you to let me know. I'll do whatever I can, whenever I can.
Thanks, honey. I have everything I need for the time being. The hospital's close by, too, so you really have nothing to worry about. You just focus on your work while you're away, okay?
Hey, Esme, I'll be a little late getting home today.
That's not like you. Is this to do with your business trip next week?
Yep, you guessed it. The boss says he needs to brief me on the project before I leave. I don't think I should be too late. Maybe just an extra 30 to 60 minutes. I'll be back before Trent goes to bed.
Okay, honey. Got it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you seem to be doing a lot better lately.
You noticed as well? I tried a different hospital like you suggested, and the new medicine they gave me seems to be working wonders. I can't say whether it's that for sure, but you're not wrong. I feel so much better.
Really? I knew you seemed different. I'm so pleased to hear that, babe. The timing couldn't be better with me just getting ready to go away.
No kidding. I think I feel, dare I say it, back to normal. This is all thanks to you suggesting I try out a different hospital. Thank you.
I guess you won't have to rely on your mom for anything while I'm away on business now then.
It seems so. Don't get me wrong, I know I'm not out of the woods yet, so I don't want to get complacent. I could still end up needing her if the migraines come back, but as things stand, things look good.
Fingers crossed. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, but my mom told me she saw you the other day.
She did? Where?
At the mall outlet in the suburbs. Did you go out?
Oh, yes. The hospital I went to is in the same area. It's a 5-minute walk from the outlet. I thought I may as well pass through for some window shopping since I was there.
Oh, I see. You know, I haven't bought any new clothes in years. How about we all head over there as a family for a wardrobe update when I'm back from my business trip?
That sounds great. I wasn't feeling my best, so I didn't stop to see much. That's strange, though. I thought your mom would have said hi to me if she saw me around town.
She only saw you driving out of the car park. She was in her friend's car herself, so she didn't get a chance to say hi.
Well, that explains it. Oh, would you look at the time? Sorry, sweetie. It's Trent's supper time. Gotta go.
All right, no worries. I'm gonna head back to work.
Okay, good luck with the briefing. Drive home safe.
Sorry I missed your phone call, Mom. I was eating. What happened? It's not like you to call me randomly. Is something wrong?
Kyle, what on earth are you doing?
Excuse me? Mom, are you angry with me?
Of course I'm damn well angry with you. You went away on a business trip while your poor wife's lying in a hospital bed? You left my grandson all on his own at home? What would you have done if something happened to him?
Huh? Esme's in a hospital? Esme's in a hospital? This is the first I've heard of it. Whoa, wait a sec. What? What are you talking about? Trent was left on his own at the house? How in Jesus' name did this happen?
Yes! He was left on his own! Are you being serious right now? Are you actually telling me you don't know your wife got admitted to the hospital?
Like I said, this is the first I've heard of it, I swear. What did she even get admitted for in the first place? I haven't had any phone calls. Not from her, not from anyone. Who told you this?
Trent, there was a knock on the door about 10 minutes ago. When I opened it, there he was, stood all on his own in the pouring rain.
What? On his own? On a night like this?
Yes! We're in the middle of the worst storm to hit Florida in 10 years. It's raining buckets, windy enough to blow the stripes off a zebra, and thundering and lightning like it's no one's business. He must have been scared out of his mind, the poor thing. He was soaking wet through and shivering like a crack addict. He said he came over in spite of the storm because he couldn't sleep on his own.
What?
When I asked him what happened, he said you were away on a business trip and his mom was in the hospital. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. To think that you'd leave your 5-year-old son home alone. I didn't raise you like this. You have no idea how furious I am with you, Kyle. Why didn't you get in touch with me? I would have had him. Oh, listen, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. It does seem like you really didn't know anything. Do you have any ideas what might be going on here?
Nothing. I left for my business trip yesterday. Forget that. Is Trent okay?
Yes, he's fine. He was shivering pretty badly. Your dad's given him a bath now, and he seems to be cheering up. We might not live that far away, but it can't have been easy for him to get here all on his own at nighttime in the middle of such a horrendous storm with those little legs of his. It takes me 20 minutes to get to your place at the best of times. Must have taken him at least twice that.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Mom.
Are you really away on business, Kyle?
Yeah. Yeah, of course I am. Want to do a video call? I can show you the scenery from my hotel window if you don't believe me. I mean, it is nighttime, so you might not be able to see much, but still.
What about Esme? Have you heard from her?
She messaged me an hour ago. She said Trent was so fried from playing all day at kindergarten he was fast asleep on the sofa.
Did she now? Oh, this makes no sense. Trent says his mother was gone for ages.
Gone for ages?
He says she went out and didn't come back. Surely this can only mean that she's lying.
Lying? But she had been suffering from killer migraines lately. Granted, she said she felt better after going to a different hospital and trying out some new medicine. But there is a chance she really did get admitted to the hospital.
Leaving Trent on his own, without so much as a word to you? Oh, wake up and smell the coffee, Kyle. There's no way in a million years she'd do that if she was telling the truth.
You're right. Sorry, Mom. I'm not thinking straight right now.
Face it. Your wife left your boy home alone, and she's lying through her teeth about it. That's the undeniable truth. He wouldn't show up on his own on my doorstep in the middle of a raging storm if it wasn't.
Now that you mention it, Esme messaged me earlier saying she hung a load of laundry outside because it was bright sunshine today.
More lies. It's been raining cats and dogs since noon. We did get a spot of sunshine first thing this morning, but things went south quickly when the storm hit.
Which means Trent's been on his own at least since noon today?
You might think this is an unusual time for me to bring this up. But remember how I told you I saw Esme at that mall outlet in the suburbs the other week?
Yeah?
Well, when I did, there was something off about her.
Something's off about her.
How to put this? I got the impression that she was dolling herself up. You know, making more of an effort with her appearance than usual. She looked different to how I'm used to seeing her. I didn't mention it at the time because I didn't feel like it was my place, and for all I knew, she dressed like that all the time around you. After all, we don't see each other much, right? But now this has happened. I feel like it's at least worth mentioning. You might wonder what I'm getting at with this, but maybe, just maybe, do you think it might have something to do with why she left Trent unsupervised at the house?
You mean she went out to meet another guy?
Listen, Kyle, the last thing I want to do is cast doubt on your wife. But at the same time, this isn't normal. And taking everything into account, I'm not sure how else to explain what's going on. It's just a possibility, but I think you should at least consider it.
She said she was on her way back from the hospital that day you saw her at the mall. No, you're right. This ain't normal. No, you're right. This ain't normal at all. I'm coming home.
Can you do that? What about your business trip?
I came by car and it's not like I'm super far away. I should be back sometime in the middle of the night. My coworkers will just have to do their best to cover my jobs while I'm gone. This is an emergency. Hopefully I can make it back before the trip ends. If not, so be it.
Okay. Trent's bound to feel a lot better with his dad around. We'll be waiting for you.
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, Mom. I'm sure all this drama is the last thing you need on your plate.
Don't worry about it. Just make sure you drive safe on the way home. No rushing. That's a direct order from your mother. Whatever happens with Esme, I want you to know that me and your father are on your side, son. Looking after Trent and yourself should be your #1 priority.
I'm so sorry, Kyle.
Why?
The migraines came back worse than ever, so I've been resting up on the sofa all day. I must have fallen asleep, and when I woke up, Trent was gone. Oh my God, Kyle, what do I do? What have I done? I'm so sorry. I think he went out while I was asleep. Ugh, did I accidentally leave the front door unlocked? Oh my God.
Chill out.
How can I possibly chill out at a time like this? Trent's gone, Kyle. Our son is missing. I know it's all my fault, but he's not here, Kyle. What should I do? Should I call the cops?
Why so surprised? You're the one who left him on his own, right?
I might have left him unsupervised when I fell asleep, but I was right there on the sofa. We were in the same room. I didn't think this would happen. He was just playing quietly by himself before that.
What a big steaming pile of bull. You weren't even in the house.
What?
You came home and realized he was gone just now, didn't you? No matter where you looked, he was nowhere to be found. Now you're messaging me in a panic.
What are you talking about?
Trent showed up on his own at my mom's house last night. He told her I was away on business and you were in the hospital. You told our son he had to watch the house because you had to go to the hospital, didn't you?
Huh? What are you talking about? I didn't say that at all.
So why did he show up on my mom's doorstep on his own in the pouring rain last night?
I'm so sorry. Fine, I'll tell you. The truth is that my health took a turn for the worst yesterday, and I collapsed in the kitchen last night. I kept it quiet because I didn't want to worry you while you were busy with work. The only explanation I can think of is that Trent must have found me out cold and went to your mom's place when I wouldn't wake up.
That's pretty impressive for a barefaced lie you came up with completely on the fly.
I'm not lying. Why are you being like this?
Because I know for a fact that you weren't in the house. I rushed back home from my business trip in the middle of the night after Mom told me what had happened. You weren't there. Not on the sofa, and certainly not out cold on the kitchen floor. I knew you had to be lying about something, so I enlisted the help of my dad and brother, and we staked out our apartment complex in the middle of the night. We saw you getting dropped off in the car park by some dude in a Ferrari.
Okay, I admit it. That was me. I'm sorry. But it's not what it looks like. I'm not cheating on you, Kyle. I swear.
Fascinating. Do tell me more.
The guy in the car, he's nothing more than a friend, I promise. The truth is, one of our mutual friends was in a car accident yesterday. We were with her by the hospital bed until just now. She's in a bad way, and the doctors say she might not make it.
Which hospital?
A city hospital.
What's your friend's name?
Why do you want to know all that? She's still unconscious.
Because it's important. You left our son on his own. If you were telling the truth, surely you would have left him with my mom and dad, right? Surely that's what anyone in their right mind would do in that situation. You're lying.
I know that's what I should have done, but I was upset, Kyle. I wasn't thinking straight or acting rationally because one of my best friends was in a serious accident and might die. Don't you understand that? I saw Trent asleep on the sofa and thought he'd be fine. Calling your mom would have taken time, and all I wanted to do was be with my friend. I had to see how she was.
You might not know this, but Florida was hit by its worst storm in 10 years yesterday. It was raining buckets, windy enough to blow the stripes off a zebra, and thundering and lightning like it was no one's business. It came around noon, but you told me you were doing the laundry because it was so gorgeous out.
It was sunny in the morning.
You didn't really mention any rain, though. Not only that, but Trent hates storms. Thunder scares the pants off him, and he can't ever go to sleep when it's like that outside. Everything you say is a lie. Remember that new medicine you showed me recently that seemed to miraculously cure your migraines? Well, I looked it up online, and apparently it's a famous diet aid. It didn't say anything about headaches. What the hell are you playing at?
I'm sorry.
Does that mean you admit it? That you're cheating on me with that guy in the Ferrari?
I got caught up in the moment. I drank more than I should have. We got talking and, well, I wasn't myself, Kyle. I should never have drunk that much.
You got caught up in the moment and came back at lunchtime the next day?
We got lost in conversation, and before I knew it...
Amazing. You still insist on lying, even when your lover boy admits it.
What?
After you got out of the car, me, my dad, and my brother followed him home, confronted him outside his house. He got real loose-lipped after the three of us surrounded him and pressed him for an explanation. You should have seen the look on his face. He was so terrified, I thought he might wet his pants. I almost felt bad for him. How about you stop lying? The cat's out of the bag.
I'm so sorry. I've made a huge mistake. I didn't mean to. It kind of just happened. I'm so sorry, honey. I don't feel anything for him. I swear.
I'm looking through your chat logs as we speak. You told him all about how you kept calling Trent in sick at kindergarten because dropping him off and picking him up was so much of a pain in the ass. Turns out you've been meeting up with Mr. Ferrari for seedy trips during the week while I was at work too. You've been a busy girl. Impressive for someone suffering with killer migraines, huh?
I'm so sorry. I promise I'll never see him again. Please forgive me.
Like hell will I forgive you? Lying about migraines all the time, making me worry something chronic, all the while you're getting piped by some dude in a Ferrari behind my back. Leaving our 5-year-old son all on his own during the worst storm in 10 years so you can get piped some more. He's not capable of looking after himself. You know full well something awful could have happened to him, but you went anyway. You even luckier nothing happened to him while he was out in the storm on his way to my mom's place. He could have been hit by a car, flying debris, been blown over and banged his head, struck by lightning. It's a miracle he's okay. You have no right to be a mother.
I'll never do it again, I swear. Please, just calm down and let's talk this through. We can talk about this like adults, can't we, honey? Can't we?
I can assure you, I am calm. We're getting a divorce.
A divorce? No!
Yes, a divorce. Obviously. What other choice do I have?
No, please, there are plenty of other options. Just don't divorce me. I'm begging you, anything but divorce. I was never serious about him. It was just a fling. Surely you know that if you can see our chat logs. It was purely physical.
That makes it even more disgusting. Because that means that you left your 5-year-old son all on his own due to no other reason than to satisfy your insatiable lust for the D.
No, well, I mean, Kyle, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything. Anything but divorce. I am begging you.
You know, maybe if you were just doing this behind my back while I was at work and Trent was at kindergarten, maybe, just maybe, I would have considered talking things through before divorcing you. But after what you did, this was the easiest decision of my life. You're so despicable. I feel sick just from seeing your name on my phone screen.
Please, find it in your heart to forgive me. I'll dedicate my life to making you and Trent happy from now on, I promise. Please, please, please. Please believe in me. Just give me one more chance.
I'll never believe another word that comes out of your mouth. You had ample opportunity to tell the truth, and you did nothing but pile bullshit on top of more bullshit. I'm divorcing you to make sure that you can never do this to us again. Needless to say, I divorced my wife immediately. She threatened to take full custody of Trent if I went through with it, after the fact that she left him alone to go see her lover came out in court. Esme's parents doted on Trent, and they were beyond livid when they found out what their daughter had done. They came down on her like a ton of bricks before cutting her out of their lives for good. Last I heard, she was sleeping on the sofa in a shared house while working ungodly hours to cover the monthly child support payment she's going to owe me for the next 13 years. She totally lost it with Loverboy when she found out he told me everything. She was so incensed that she launched a vicious harassment campaign against him after we divorced, which got so out of hand that the police had to get involved. She seems to be under the impression that if she works hard, keeps up with the child support payments, and show me she's sorry, she'll have a shot at getting back with me. Unfortunately for her, I have no intention of having anything more to do with her as long as I live. I think she'll get the message eventually, but she's obviously mentally unstable, so I hope when she does, she doesn't pull any more crazy stunts that could end up hurting Trent. I hope she uses this as an opportunity to change her ways and becomes a better human being. I'm not holding my breath, though. Me and Trent moved in with my mom and dad after the divorce. It can be a bit hectic at times with all four of us living together, but we're having a blast, and I wouldn't change it for the world. There's always someone around the house for Trent to play with, and he loves it. I was pretty mad at myself for not realizing he was missing out on important opportunities to learn and socialize with friends by being forced to stay out of kindergarten by the actions of a selfish mom. What's worse is that he was really upset about it. It's my mission from here on out to ensure that he never has to miss out on things that he enjoys ever again. I'll do whatever it takes to make him happy. At the end of the day, I'm the only one he can truly rely on to protect him. Of course, he has my parents, but they're not as young as they used to be, and it's only natural as his dad. I should be the one ultimately responsible for keeping him safe and watching over him. I'm going to shower him with so much love and affection that he'll probably get bored of it and think I'm embarrassing. Let's face it, with Esme no longer around, I have to love him for two. He doesn't need a mom, because mark my words, I'm going to give him the best childhood a kid could ever have.